Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. Welcome back to Slay the Princess and episode 7 of our blind playthrough of this beautiful game. We are on a path in the woods, but this time things are different. I mean, every time things are different. This time things are different because the last time we were here, we found out from the hands from the princess in the Long Quiet that we need to bring her one more thing, one more vessel. Let me see if I can find the exact quote. If this is the last stage before your completion. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude. So, we've been given a timeline, and we've been made to understand that this might be the last, at least for now, vessel we bring to the princess. Which, if you think about it, is really interesting because I'm standing the exact same place I've stood before. But every single time I've stood here and the narrator has told me that I'm on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin, and in the basement of that cabin is a princess, this is sort of something that's just kind of hitting me right now. Every time I go to see the princess, she's different. My actions have affected her in some way, shape, or form. I've either grabbed the knife or not. I've killed her brutally, etc., etc. I've let her possess me. These have changed the princess. And maybe it's the mirror of this game or whatever. Maybe it's just having played it enough times to really think about what the dynamic is, the back and forth is here. But in a way, I'm doing something very similar. I arrive at this point every time a different person, partially because of the experiences I've had, the routes I've taken, the things I've learned, the actions I've taken, but also the actions the princess has taken against me or towards me or for me. And so it's really weird to sort of think of this thing as a mirror, as a reflection, in that I arrive here differently every time. And maybe the actions I'll take in the next hour or so will affect who I am next time sitting right here. Anyways, welcome back to Slay the Princess. We've got one last time to bring the princess something right. And then probably I don't know what happens after that, but we'll find a way to bring the princess more vessels. So what do we want to do?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
That's one option. That's really one option. I don't know. I mean, the best part of this is me saying, what are we going to do, is that I have no freaking idea. I have no idea. My understanding so far, we have, if I had to let's see if I can synthesize the information of what we've done already. No, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do one run where I'm not even going to look at past options. I'm just going to follow how I'm feeling and what I'm feeling, because trying to synthesize what exactly we have done and where things have forked and where things have branched. Maybe that's a thing for future runs or future vessels or whatever. But for now, I think I'm just feeling like let's just follow our feelings, frankly. The end of the world. I'm just gonna scroll here for an option that sounds good to me. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? We've talked about this before.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
I really don't know that I
can. Before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
I don't really know that I can.
Causality doesn't
Sorry,
matter
I keep clicking.
because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
It's really interesting to reread these options, having played a little bit more of the game. Just because my opinion on lines like this change as I play.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
What I was about to say is, I don't know, every time I look at these options, like, maybe they'll get me to something. Maybe they'll get me to some other path. And they may. But I honestly feel right now like it is very unlikely that many of these explore options, which I've asked multiple times, get me to anywhere new. I think at this point, the game kind of simplifies in some ways after you've played it a little bit, where it's like, you get to continue, turn around, you get to say something that says yes. Let's go to the cabin. That's how I'm feeling right now, is let's go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
We're going to proceed. I'll take some notes, write all this down.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Part of what I mean by the words hit me differently is like, and this is a thing to think about from a storytelling perspective and from a writing perspective, is that being here and knowing it is my last opportunity to bring the princess something, to bring the princess and the long quiet something, sort of gives me a little bit of a melancholia that I would not have the first time I played through it, maybe even the second time through, the third. I have a melancholia right now, and a sort of, it's a potion mixed of melancholy, nostalgia, bittersweetness that it might be ending type of thing. I have a secret freaking sneaking suspicion that this game is not about to end, but we'll see.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
It's just something that you can't deny in a game where you go through the same motion over and over again and hear the same word. We're gonna leave the blade. That's how I'm feeling right now. It's undeniable that will...
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place.
If you say so.
The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
How I'm feeling right now, having been through sort of what we've been through. I don't know how else to sum up so much, but other than just saying what we've been through, you know? Being possessed, being terrified, being at least maybe a little bit in love, maybe a little bit. Having been in a fight with what princesses have we seen so far, right? Like, what have we seen? We've seen the princess where we dance under the stars. She becomes a vessel for my self-love. She's empty outside of my love. And then something else. That was an ending that I'm still really attached to. She became a blade monster. She became a ghost and then possessed me and got to leave. She became a sort of broken masked nightmare being. saying all of that, seeing all of that, each one of those actions and those stories changes what I know about the narrator and the voice of the hero and myself and the princess, and also how I feel about each of them. And then you kind of get a fresh start. And here I am at my fresh start, having done all of that, feeling like more towards our first ending is sort of what I'm feeling like for the princess. How do I feel about the princess writ large? That's an important question, right? Right now I feel pity sounds wrong because it sounds more patronizing than I mean it. I feel like true sadness for a being who is sort of formed by nefarious or potentially manipulative forces in the world, aka the narrator, who's being absolutely played by me just to, like a piano, being played just to see what sounds come out, you know? So I feel some like pity or some real sadness for like, what is your life that you're locked down here and molded into whatever I make you. I'm feeling some hope because we have sort of the promise of something more than that for the princess and maybe for me, I don't know, after doing enough of these things. And I also am feeling a big sense of caution. That's the biggest one. Not because of the blade monster, but frankly, because the blade monster looks scary on the outside, right? But the sort of empty vessel where I put the princess on a platform, the smitten puts the princess on a platform, and therefore she becomes hollow and empty. That's the thing that I think is actually as scary as almost any of the other outcomes. I mean, the nightmare, I don't even remember what it was called. The moment of clarity type, the paralysis and then moment of clarity type princess was the like scariest. But I think the empty vessel type princess was also pretty scary because that's me committing some real harm if I were to do that to the princess. So what do we do about any of this? What do we do about any of this? Just checking in on you. I love that answer right now. It's like an old friend.
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Okay.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm just thinking a lot.
Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I know I'm pretty quiet, but I'm just thinking a lot. This feels like an important time to be here. So, I also forget that what we did was we also did one other thing in this game, which is that we brought the knife, we slayed the princess, and then I went off the path in the next chapter. Hold on, let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
I don't know that we've done that exact thing yet. Go to cabin, no knife. Talk a bit. I know, I'm sorry, that might be weird. To just not say, yeah, I'll let you out right away. Talk a bit. What's your name? Have I asked this before?
Oh.
Have I never asked this? We're 5 or 6 times into this game. Maybe I don't know how many times exactly. And I've never asked what your name is? I feel like a dunce.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
I highly doubt she'll tell me anything because I don't know that she knows or has one.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
I think it's possible. My memory is bad, so it's possible I have asked this question.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine
I don't
being
think I
named
have.
Princess?
Princess. I love that name, actually. I mean, it's terrible, but it's funny for that reason. Is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Sure. I don't want to push you too hard on that.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I
Yeah.
guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird.
It is weird.
She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself.
Pick a name
Hopefully
for
you're
herself?
starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
People don't pick names for themselves generally. Of course, a lot of people do. But usually they're not a blank slate that they're picking a name for themselves to write down in that blank slate. Why does the narrator phrase it this way? She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself? What I'm getting at here, to be very blunt with you, is the princess some sort of narrator-trapped being or narrator-created fiction? What is she? We don't know. We have our guesses. I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
It's just it's a curiosity mostly.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
That's the narrator and the princess pointing to you and being like, what are you, some kind of detective? Obviously we're in a story here.
Okay, but actually, what has she been
But
eating?
maybe
She has to eat, right?
maybe there's a route forward here. Maybe there's a route forward where it's the thing that I've done since the very beginning of the game. I've been like, you're not telling me details. You're not giving me information. If I try to find information, can I actually pull the threads of your narrative apart, narrator? And I don't know. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like any of the options. Maybe. It looks like probably my options are examine the chain or retrieve the blade. But let's keep asking. I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason.
What is the reason?
I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
I think I've asked a question like this before.
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
It all basically comes down to me being like, hey narrator, hey princess, I need more details. And the eternal dodging and shiftiness of both of them. I call it dodging of the princess because she doesn't know the answer, and shiftiness of the narrator because he thinks we probably won't like the answer. That's my guess. I was sitting here to slay you. You're apparently supposed to end the world. But I get options now. I don't think you're actually dangerous. I wanted to see you for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe. I wanted to see you for myself. I kind of like option one. Because me, as a player right now, I've seen her in other ways. I know that she can be dangerous if that's what the narrator and or I, mostly, depending on what I and or the narrator make her out to be. I think I have more power to maybe shape the princess's future than the narrator does. The narrator, all he can do is try and convince me. I wanted to see you for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
I think.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
I love this route so far, and whatever we're doing. I don't know if it's going to end in a good way, but right now I feel really good about where we are. These are questions I have real curiosity about, and I have high doubts that we'll get any answers, but I do think maybe our curiosity can somehow sort of be communicated to the princess. I don't know.
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I think we asked this. We answered this. I was hoping you'd tell me. No, which is why I don't think you're actually dangerous. I don't know how to answer this right now. I don't want to pick option 1. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? And deflecting. I do want to ask that question, but not right now. I've been told enough. No. I was hoping you'd tell me. Pry for more information. No, but I'm sure they have their reasons for keeping that information secret from me. No, which is why I don't think you're actually dangerous. I could also remain silent. I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
Funnily enough, I do.
I believe her.
Are we getting... Is this... I can't tell if I'm exactly retracing my steps from a different chapter or if I'm getting someplace new here.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
I also don't know that it matters, frankly. I don't think any person playing this game with this many freaking words is going to remember constantly what they have done. And that is not all the words, I'll tell you that much. That is not even close to all the words, because there's a lot more words that happened before this. I don't think any player is going to remember exactly what they did. I think it's sort of, in a weird way. For a game where I think paying a lot of attention and figuring out where forks are is kind of the key to playing the game, I also think sometimes the key to playing this game is throwing all that shit out the window and just following your heart.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
I have heard this dialogue line before. The other thing I will say is I think that about the game. You have to follow your heart at some points. But here's the sort of meta question about that. Do I feel that way because I honestly feel that way? Or do I feel that way because I have sort of been primed by the storytelling of the game to know that this loop matters, that this loop is the final vessel, that this loop might be my final chance to sort of get to something. And so have I been primed by the sense of rising action and climax? I don't know. Can we ever know when we experience any story ever if what we are feeling is utterly us or simply narrative tricks? It's really, like the princess says, a thing about trust. I think if you overthink yourself through that shit, you end up getting nothing out of things that can give you something if you'll just trust and keep a critical mind and you know.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that, and I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to? We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about
So we've heard these lines before. I think right now
lose everything,
we're
all for the
very
sake of one person and a subjugating monarch, no less.
I think we're very similar to the route that ended up in the like, I don't even know how to phrase it. The one where we dance, the empty vessel type of thing. I think what I did is something similar to these kind of conversations. I think I examined the change and found a way to unlock her or something. And then we went from there. I'm not sure. I won't kill you, but I can't set you free. It's too risky. What if I stayed here for a while and kept you company? Sorry, but I can't trust you. It doesn't add up. It isn't worth the risk. I can't believe they've been keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here. Have we ever just tried to keep you company? I don't know. It also doesn't feel true. It feels so untrue. Maybe everybody could be happy if we keep you down here locked up forever. What the fuck? We're gonna go try and... I'm gonna say I can't believe they've been keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
If we are treading the same ground, the good news is it seems like the game will help me out in terms of not treading the exact same ground.
No, you're doing the right thing.
So I don't think I'm wasting my time. I hope I'm not.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall.
The hero believes we're
give them
doing
a
the right
tug.
thing. That's a good, that's
They're
good.
large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
So this I remember.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And it tells me we've seen it before because of the skip arrow. If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Yeah.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
I think she wants her freedom.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement.
This is what
but
I
the
expected.
door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here. Let's try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
But I know things now, right? I know that I can make the world what I can make it. Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been
Is this
so
where the
much
knife appears?
easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
Is this where she bites herself out?
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
The music stopped, which tells me that I maybe should write down that I examined chains, went upstairs for knife, or tried to go upstairs for knife.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
I wonder if I could have retrieved the blade and then tried to unlock her. I wonder if that's possible.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you.
I don't know how people play this game.
Metal.
Because it seems impossible to know.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
I think it's kind of impossible to know what to do. Like how to manipulate the game itself to get to new options.
Or we could use it to free her.
If that makes sense. I think this is what happened here is we ended up freezing.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Let's go ahead and save the princess. Although, so far I'm just making the goddamn same decisions, which I feel bad about, but it also is letting me, so I guess this can still end in a different way, maybe?
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain
don't like looking at that.
binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Don't like looking at that.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
I remember thinking there's hints of her being a monster
She
still.
didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
So I think what
you.
might have happened next
Now let's get out of here.
is that the narrator tried to control me. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The
Yeah.
stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No.
Oh,
As the
shit, I
princess
clicked.
approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Narrator tries to control me.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Yeah, this is the one. This is fun. We could warn her. Or we could follow the narrator's choice here. But I don't like that as a way to end our... as a vessel to bring, you know?
Stop that.
We'll keep treading the same ground and risk that maybe nothing happens.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
But it's not drawn out yet, so...
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Can we resist?
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist is blacked out. Because we've done it before. Okay. We tried something interesting, and we ran into a brick wall. Because we've resisted before. Let's slay the princess. We still treated her kindly, and unfortunately, in this universe, we need to slay her.
Thank you.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there?
I'm going to write this down. Instead of resisting, we slay her.
A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel. Okay.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm.
Oh no. The vessel we're bringing is an animal.
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor.
We kill each other here?
Your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form.
Oh, that's
eyes
terrifying.
shining in the darkness. Dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric.
Terrifying.
If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over.
I do mistrust this line. I can't deny the reality of what's happened. You make the reality in some ways.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
So, I die. She's wounded. And that leads us to Chapter 2, The Witch. Interesting. Is that what we had before? I don't know that I was
You're
taking
on a
that good of
path
notes.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
What voice are we going to get?
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Chapter 2, The Witch.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So far, what we know about the princess is she has a sort of animal ferocity that could let her escape, and also that could... The betrayal of will line is really going to haunt me for a long time. What does the okay, no line mean?
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals.
What about killing
The
her?
fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close
Opportunist.
to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
Okay, opportunist.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
No, we don't know that we can't trust her. She knows that she can't trust us, unfortunately. Let's go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Sure.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
I really don't have a very good handle on the opportunist as a voice. I have seen them before. I saw them in the quote-unquote epilogue and in Moment of Clarity, but I heard a lot of voices during Moment of Clarity, I'm pretty sure. Opportunist, as in like who seeks self-gain?
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave
Oh,
of
no.
knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I love the look.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
It also, I'm worried about what the witch means. The witch is in like the wily, cunning, crafty, vengeance-seeking, has a great memory and really remembers who fucked them over type of archetype. Let's approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I wonder if I only get to see the mirror in the final scene of each loop thing if I look at the mirror in this scene. Does that make sense? Like in chapter 2 there's a mirror, the narrator doesn't know it's there. And then right before I go and speak to the princess or the hands inside of the Long Quiet, I get to see a mirror and look at myself. We're gonna enter the basement. We're gonna leave the blade.
No blade. Hope you know what you're getting us into.
Go to cabin. Leave blade.
It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
I wonder how many ways there are to play this game. First off, period. Please don't answer that, by the way. That's a rhetorical question. Please. I wonder how many ways there are to play this game in terms of like routes through. I also wonder how many ways there are without the knife, because I felt like the game has given me a lot more options with the knife than without, which I kind of hate, but we'll see. Maybe I've just been bad at finding them. And we're doing an option right now.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair.
Like locks of tangled hair. I hate that. That's great.
The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
I love that. That's all. I've said that a lot this episode. It's very very gloomy, very scary.
The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Skitters, by the way. How witchy is it going to be?
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs.
Ooh.
Calm down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
That's hot. That's so hot. I'm so attracted. I'm just kidding. I'm definitely kidding. Hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else.
No, she doesn't.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
I do sort of wonder about me being like, you don't understand. I chose to slay you. I did choose to slay you, but I meant to save you first. Does that mean anything?
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
This really appeals to me, which scares me because I'm scared that the voice of the opportunist is appealing to me in a way that is playing on my emotions, you know? Is playing on my like, I do really like to hear all the dialogue options before I make a decision.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
That could be me. I have that tendency.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
This is kind of the game, though. This is so tongue-in-cheek because that is exactly the game.
Fine. You're the boss.
Let's see what we find.
Thank
Oh.
You descend the basement steps.
Do you have a tail?
Entering the dark room below.
Oh, claws. Oh, the princess is animalistic in some ways. A beast. Beastly.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
Does not trust me. Does not trust me.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Yep.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out?
Normally I tell you that. This time you figured it out yourself, which is interesting.
Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
I wonder if that's a, like, you've been through this game a lot of loops kind of situation where the narrator's like, oh, I finally figured it out. I don't know if that triggers if this is your first time through or not.
So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true.
It's very interesting to hear this from the narrator, sort of accepting the reality of it, because normally the narrator is very happy to sort of, even if it were true, what we should do is this.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now. So I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
The only world you can live inside is this world, because you don't remember anything between worlds.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
This is a lie, but I'm gonna try.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
A lot of apologetic options. I'm sorry about last time. Look, I made a mistake. We can all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. I don't love that apology. Hey, I made a mistake. You've made them before, right? Remember the last time you fucked up? What a way to apologize. I get the sense that you're not happy with me. I'm unarmed. That's a gesture of goodwill. Why don't we talk it out? I died last time. You didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you. Look, I know. Things got messy last time. There's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. I like this a lot. Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time. Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here? We can't try and leave because what's going to fucking happen is that we're going to get locked down here. Probably? I don't know. I get the sense that you're not happy with me. I'll just say I'm sorry. I'm sorry about last time.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
I don't think it'll work, but...
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
I feel like I'm going to get stabbed. Okay, so the option to say I did not come armed is not here, which means I probably should have picked it first. But maybe it means that they're the same type of dialogue. I do think we should team up. There's also this option. We're at an impasse. Neither of us are going to get anywhere if we can't trust each other unless you want to fight, but I don't want to fight. Let's choose that option. We're at an impasse.
Just because I'll never trust you doesn't mean I won't use you to get what I want.
Yeah.
The cabin lets prying little beasts like you come as you please, but it insists I stay where I am.
Yeah.
If I'm to leave, I'm to leave with you, and you alone.
The game is sort of forming into patterns. I can go, I can slay, I can find a way to let her out. Last time we did that, it ended up terrible. Sort of. Right? Like the, when we let her, hold up. When we let her possess me, that sort of killed the narrator. The narrator was gone, which actually was not a terrible ending. I didn't hate that ending. But I think she also got out in the, like, nightmare. I think in the, like, moment of clarity. Yeah, I don't know. Her getting out of the cabin, sometimes good, sometimes bad, maybe. I'm not sure. I didn't bring my blade down, remember? How am I supposed to get you out of these chains? Can't you get out of those on your own? Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here? Let's ask that. I don't know. It's not that interesting. Let's ask it. Fuck it, let's ask it. If I ask the other questions, I'm nervous she'll just bite her own arm off again. Although that could be... She's done it before. I didn't bring my blade down, remember? How am I supposed to get you out of those chains?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
Yeah. You need me to carry you out, basically. In some way, shape, or form.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Oh, okay, you didn't bite your arm off.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
She gets out of chains. I don't even know. I guess I picked an option, a dialogue option that allowed her to do that. It's hard to know what's a branch, what's a fork, you know?
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
I don't know that I want to. I mean, maybe. I don't feel that that's... Let's try this. I get the sense you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
I would love the opportunity, and I don't know if the game is going to give it to me. I would really love the opportunity to try to win her trust back. Because it's what Princess in Chapter 1 said, is that this is a game of trust, and the narrator said it's risk. Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here?
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them?
No.
But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
We'll see.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do.
Until we're out of here.
You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back.
That's true. And if we trust her, that would mean,
I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
I died last time, you didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you. I don't know that she did die. And I don't want to say that, so I'm not going to say this option. I want to try and build trust, if possible, even though that might be a losing battle. I think it's very much a losing battle. Let's say leave with the princess. Let's leave.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
Okay.
She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
Distrust. I'll write down that I chose let's leave.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
I like this, because I'm on the edge of my seat about whether or not it's possible to regain trust. In most of the loops so far, or the arcs. What you do in Chapter 1 is exacerbated in Chapter 2. It is heightened. It's storytelling 101. Actions in Act 1 of a play must have consequences in Act 2 and 3. It's that roller coaster that only goes up until the climax of a story. But something about this gives me at least a little bit of hope.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
That makes sense. Sure. I don't know. Words like darling don't make me particularly hopeful that you actually trust me. They feel sarcastic.
Oh no, we
that
can't
smile.
Have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us.
Here's the thing. Do I get a choice?
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here.
This is good. This is the trust. This is the trust arc. I'm in my trust arc, bitches. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her.
I think it does matter, because I think trust...
Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
We did get a warning before we came to the cabin. A warning. She'll do whatever she can. We've been sort of narratively preempted to believe that no trust game is possible. You'll always lose the trust game. But what if? I'm going to choose step onto the stairs, because I think it is the most trusting thing you could do, like the hero says, not like the opportunist says, to sort of watch your back and be guarded. Watching your back and being guarded with another person who's watching their back and being guarded just means that we're both going to be sort of shimmying, watching our back. And you got to let those walls down. Of course, I'm probably about to get stabbed in the back, but I have to try. I'm very happy about where we're at right now. I'm really loving this. I'm very engaged, and I have to try. Step onto the stairs first.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The
This is
princess
tense.
follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like.
There's nothing out there, once again.
You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous.
Yeah, you want us to have our guard up.
I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you.
But here's the thing. It's not that you're right and I need convincing of that fact. It's that you very well could be right. And if you are right, the narrator, that she's going to stab us in the back, I'm going to meet that stabbing in a principled way. And the principle that I have decided on for right now is that unfortunately I did betray your trust, but I regret it. I'm sorry. And we'll see how that goes.
Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened.
Well, don't say that. Now I'm gonna get stabbed in the fucking back.
You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight.
Damn it.
Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking
This is
thud
good though,
against
actually.
the basement floor.
This is good. Wait
You
a
feel
second.
something pop.
Bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. This is good.
The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact.
Yeah, Steam achievement called The Frog. It was in her nature. I was gonna say that this has determinism written all over it.
You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up.
Okay.
Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back. We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that?
Have you
Of course
considered not being
it's what
like
keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralyzed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
The arrogance. This is beautiful. So here's what is genius, or at least very emotionally intelligent, about this line. It reveals to us the princess's perspective on the mental debate we had. We were choosing to be trusting rather than paranoid when we offered her our back, because she had already been burned, because she was the victim in chapter 1 of our betrayal. That turning your back did not seem like trust. It seemed like arrogance. It seemed patronizing. It seemed sure of yourself that of course you wouldn't do anything about it. We could have gotten out of here if we just trusted each other. I kind of want to say it. I'm going to say it.
Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either. You should have known I would never walk hand in hand with a loathsome thing like you.
But here's what's broken about... Now I'm sad because the vessel I might be bringing is a sad and short-sighted one. Because if people could never, ever regain trust after breaking it, it would be a sadder, more lonely and less beautiful world.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
So that's twice that the game has mentioned, once in a Steam achievement and once in the princess's dialogue, by our very natures. It was in her nature. That's the sad thing about this princess to me, is that she believes that.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back.
Well, maybe we can try that in another playthrough, opportunist. I don't know.
And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first.
And the thing about this lack of trust, this paranoia, if you will, is that there's always going to be, is that once you fall into that trap of imagining the other person not being trustful, imagining the other person with ill will or malice, there will always be material for you to come up, for you to bend to your idea, your narrative, if you will. Yeah. There'll always be some sort of dagger out there for her to get to first, to kill us with, you know? Ah, this game's so emotionally intelligent.
Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it?
I don't know that that's true. We'll see.
The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
She broke her own back. See, this is my hope. This is my great hope.
Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
If it's possible that I betray her trust in Chapter 1 and face the consequences in Chapter 2, and she betrays our trust in Chapter 2, faces the consequences, then can we both learn the same lesson?
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
Or is the game going to take it in an entirely different direction?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down.
This is
your
a beautiful
battered
chapter.
form.
I am in love with this chapter. I cannot wait to, this arc in general. I cannot wait to see where it goes.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Yeah, we're in the same boat, if you will.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
Or we could be stuck together with nothing but time to figure each other out.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen now?
Thread on the outside of our vision?
Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
Did the narrator die? So this is interesting. The narrator has been gone once before. But I can't for the life of me think about how that situation and this one are similar. The last time the narrator was gone was in the, was after the, Spectre chapter. She's a ghost. We let her possess me. We leave the basement. We trudge forward is what I wrote down. And then the narrator is gone. So let me write down. She breaks back.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Narrator gone. Is this the vessel? Just like this? Is that it? I was really hoping there would be a third chapter here. Shit, I didn't, I clicked at the exact wrong second. Okay. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns. Okay, interesting. I really have liked this arc. I'm sad that it's over.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Before we move on at all, I'm going to say one thing, which is that I do think it's possible that the arc that we just experienced in the last hour is actually best as 2 chapters and not as 3. Because I'm a little bummed that we didn't get a chapter 3 here, but I'm sitting here thinking from a writing perspective, I think it's really possible that we got everything we needed to from those 2 chapters. We got an exploration of what it means to trust, of why trust is so hard to build back after you break it, and frankly, what having your trust broken does to a person, which is that it can make them into this vengeful monster who can't accept the goodwill that other people are offering to them because of the way that it twists the narratives they supply about other people, etc., etc., etc. What I've just talked about. I think we maybe have gotten everything we need to, and to build a 3rd chapter from that would be not as concise or not offer as much to us. It's possible that was just exactly what we needed.
And there's that mirror again.
Which is good
Why
writing.
is it here? Why now?
Good writing. Well, I have an idea. Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before. You always get scared. Approach the mirror. Is the voice of the opportunist here too, or just the hero? At first I thought this was the opportunist asking this question, but it's the hero saying... Okay, this is actually a little mind-blowing right now. So when we start a 2nd chapter in the game, the voice of the hero remembers that we have been here before. The narrator does not. So when we get back to, like, you're on a path in the woods, the hero knows that we've been there, right? Let me scroll up a bit. The narrator, like the hero and the opportunist, yeah. They remember. But then when we get to the mirror, so the way I've played the game so far, that's like within an arc. Within an arc, there's that mechanic, which is that in the 2nd chapter, the voice of the hero, the opportunist, whatever, they remember what's happened. The narrator does not. However, right now we're outside of the arc. Right now we're at the end of the arc. In this space, the voice of the hero does not remember. They never remember. The voices do not remember arc to arc what happens, but I do. And so in a way, you've got this like Russian nesting doll of levels of I don't even know how to phrase it, of like meaning, which is that the narrator never remembers anything between chapters. The voices remember things between chapters, but not between arcs. I and the hands remember things between arcs, which I had never really pieced together until right now. That the hero is sitting here being like, this is the mirror from chapter 2, but I've never been here before. I know that. And now I can say 2 things to them. I can say, you're scared, this is the end for you, but it's not the end for me because I continue. The voices restart. It's going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared. They're both, I read them both as a little comforting. To say any, I think the thing that would be fucking rude as hell would be to be like, to not explain what's happening. But both of these options say, hey, this is not completely out of the ordinary. Of course you're scared. This is the end for you. To be clear, this is the end for you. But it's not the end for me. Which I kind of read as like, it's not the end for me. what we've done together will continue on. Of course, this is the end for you, and that's unfortunate. But what you and I have done together, this is not the end. What you've done matters. Is kind of a way to say it. This one is kinder, though. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared. That said, this one is kinder, but it's also, I think, more dismissive. Hey, you're dying, but just trust me. We've been here before. You always get scared. I'm going to choose option 1. I don't know that it matters at all.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Whatever awful thing.
You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
Yeah, unfortunately I do. Unfortunately, that is the end for you. So we should see the mirror, and we should see something special here. Right? If this is the last vessel we're bringing, then is this the last time we see our reflection? Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. Nothing? You're nothing at all. You are nothing at all. Wow. Let me write that down. You're nothing at all. What does that mean? No, I am something. That's a crow. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow. Just beyond the reflection. I'm like a crow with teeth. What the fuck? Are you me? Are you me? I don't know that it is me. I mean, I don't know that it's me. I think it's sort of the culmination, the accumulation of the cumulative efforts that I have made recently in the game.
I think you know what I am.
My brain just short fucking circuited. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Holy shit. I do not know how to interpret that. And I'm going to be thinking about it. Okay, we do get a chance to chat. Oh, these are eyeballs, and they are blinking. So we've shattered the mirror, and we're seeing into multiple... It's got teeth. Oh, it's weird looking. Oh, it's weird. Oh, it's so weird. Oh, we have so many options. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We have so many options. And unfortunately, that is going to be where we call it an episode. I know that that's heartbreaking. I know it is. And I'm so sorry. But sometimes I have to do what is necessary to mean that I'm going to come to the recording with the most possible energy, the most possible brain space, the most possible time to explore what is right in front of me. And the place to make that cut is right now. We're going to have to call it an episode right now. We'll be back on Wednesday in episode 8 to explore what this means right here, and also what a final vessel might look like for the hands. Those conversations I want to take my time with, and I want to put my effort into them and see what the writers of this beautiful game have to tell me. And to do that, we're going to have to do it in the next episode. I apologize, but I have no other option if I want to bring my best energy to the next episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next episode. Until then, bye-bye.